Guys, Deluded Guna, YouTube's and Golo Kante, thank you for having me, folks. Another day, another Friday, better yet, equals another Q&A day. Thank you very much for the questions. I've waited, but like you lot, I have a life, I have things I need to do, so when I have 5 minutes to make a video, or just over 5 minutes, don't get hung up on that, I need to. So if I've missed out your questions, apologies, but let's crack on, man. Good questions as always. Shout out to you if you're from South Africa, London, anywhere in England, Australia, China, wherever you are watching this in the four corners of the world, whatever time zone you are, whatever o'clock. Shout out to you, it's appreciated. But let's crack on. DMN9 asks, why don't you think Zaha is good? Why don't you think Zaha is good enough for us? It's not a case of whether I think he's good enough or not, because Zaha's a talented boy. It's just, if you ask me what I need, I want a winger that's bringing in a consistent 10 goals, 10 assists minimum. Arsenal can't get that sort of caliber of player. So if that's the standard I want for the club, I can't be screaming people that haven't got that, even if I like them or not. I've said that in several terms, and I don't know any other layman terms to explain that one. But yeah. Moving on, Mr. Will Grigg, shout out to you. What right backs inspired you to get better at your position when you was growing up? I'm not going to sit here and lie, man. I never wanted to be no fullback, man. I wanted to be, if I had my way, I'll be that Jermaine Defoe striker scoring goals, man. I know I talk a lot of sense, but I can't lie. I'm a bit fickle when it comes to football. It's all about the glory for me. I'm like Ronaldo, man. Cristiano Ronaldo. I just want to score goals. I'm the glory boy, man. Like, I remember one stage when I used to play up front, I clap your goals, you know. I remember one time, like, my boy, I won't name him, but I remember once we were playing 11 aside, he scored, but I was on the line. I was top goal scorer them times. I need the golden boot. Clap the goal. I was offside. I was arguing with the ref. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean with the linesman? What do you mean? And I knew damn well I messed up. But to answer your question, I'm doing everything but Cafu, without a doubt. Roberto Carlos, without a doubt. They when I look back to how I used to watch them play when they grew up, when I was younger and when they were in their prime, not exactly in their prime, but yeah, you get what I mean in relation to the time period. Them two, watched a lot of their footage. You could it was more defenders, not necessarily fullbacks. Fullbacks, I'd say Cafu, like I said, Ashley Cole. Gary Neville for a different basis, in the sense that he wasn't nothing. If you say Gary Neville, nothing screams out at him, but nothing amazing screams out. Like, he's a very extremely average baller, and he's quite small. Stuff I saw with myself, so I thought, okay, what is Gary Neville good at? He's good at thinking. He's good at doing the basics right. He knows he's got next to no ability, so he needs to do other things right. So I looked at him. Dani Alves, without a doubt, because for me there was others, but he's the blueprint for a modern fullback, or certainly at Barcelona in his prime when he was assisting Messi. Him too. You've got to say Ashley Cole, Evra, Lauren. There's Bear, man. We'll be here. Alaba. We'll be here all day, to be honest with you. But more than that, I looked inwards. More than that, I looked inwards, to be honest with you. Like, I knew what I was doing right and wrong. I knew my strengths in it. Like, I used to compare myself to the other fullbacks at the club. Like, the club I used to play for, Norseman, there was 4 good fullbacks. Two of us, me and Romario, could play left back, so there was a lot of competitions, and I did alternate between the two. And not to sound smug, but it's a fact, because I mean, I played more than the majority of people. Me and Romario were the first choice right back, so I'm not gonna dig anyone else out, but we were the first choice fullbacks. Whether he'd play on the left, I'd play on the right, or I'd play on the right, he'd play on the left. I said that wrong, but you get me. So I hopefully that answers your question. There's Bear, man. There's Bear. But I'd say more so defenders, because I used to learn from John Terry, Maldini, Puyol, mainly because you can't. For me, mainly all three of them had great anticipation skills, excellent awareness, and they just the concentration. And I don't need to spell it out. They were the man I was looking at. But I'm spending too long on your question. I'm doing everything but answering it. It's safe for the question, bro. Guna Azid asks, would you want Kondogbia at Arsenal? Well, he's a decent player. It remains to be seen if we can get him, but why not, man? Ibrahim asks, for your Q&A, Daniel Marlon is looking really good and is one of those wingers we needed. Was it a mistake to let him go? In short, yes, but he had a couple years left on his contract, or I think it had a year. A bit bewildering because he was playing in pre-season, but he wants a clearer path to the first team, so he went and done his team. Criminal how we let him go, and he looks like he's going to be a player, but it's just like Gnabry, isn't it? Moving on. Swamps 9081 asks, your top 3 picks to replace Bellerin if he leaves in the summer? Sidibe. I'd say Sidibe. This is a good question. Sidibe. There's a young fullback at Gladbach. I forgot his name. Begins with an E. I'd take him. that Albanian fullback of Napoli. He might not be perfect, but he's someone that I've looked at and thought you're decent. There's a couple guys. There's also scope to play Maitland-Niles there. I mean, I'm not advocating that. I'm saying Wenger. There's a couple fullbacks, man. Off the top of my head, you put me on a tough one, but this is where it goes back to me, just scouts doing your job, because who knew about Sagna? I didn't know about Sagna, but he was consistent and he done his job. These are the sort of players that when I really get onto clubs, how they can't go and find. So someone like that, man, I mean, yeah, we have attacking fullbacks, but Sagna at one point was one of our most consistent players, and in a squad where you knew man were bottling and that, Sagna used to stand up to be counted. Forget him though anyways, he's a pagan, but yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Julian asks, it's a weird question, but I've always wondered why if players, pros and amateurs in brackets, showered together, and if so, if they can wear underwear still, because I imagine there's a lot of banter going around. Well, it's funny you should say that, man, because I've been at a couple teams where you do the showering thing. I was at one team where I was at one team, my guy, where you got fined if you didn't go in there naked, and a couple of my guys did that. That was a culture shock, innit? Like that was a mad culture shock. When I was at my team in Enza, we showered. Obviously, man are there with your boxes on and them things there. But when you play for a bit more affluent clubs, like the clubs in Hertfordshire and a bit quay, them man there's banter is different, like I said, man. Guys are like, oh, hey, looky better, oi, and all that, and all of them things there, man. Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, man, they do shower together, bro. And I guess some wear underwear, but I know there's clubs where they fine you if you're not. And your teammates might think, I mean, it's funny either way, but someone might think you're on a funny boy thing if you're wearing underwear and everyone else isn't. So I guess it's at their discretion. But in my experience, I've seen it. DMN9 asks, can you give us a weekly memory lane special, like your stories are too real, man, or anything you could fit into your schedule telling us more about your personal experiences? Bro, I'd love to sit here and tell you everything. My bad, guys. I would love to sit here and tell you everything, but the reality is I just don't know what to say. I only bring out these vids when I think of stuff, and to be honest, I don't want to dry snitch on myself too much, and my life hasn't been exciting. Like, I've lived a normal life in my 22 years on this earth that everybody in growing up in the city of London did. I mean, I was an average kid. I mean, you play football, you obviously do a couple other things for fun when you're young, and you know what they say, idle hands are the devil's whatever, and that's definitely true, because some of the stuff we used to get up to off the pitch was crazy. But I can't talk about that. Well, I can, but I gotta be sly about it. But yeah, moving on. Swamps again. Question: Martial, Aubameyang, Dembele, a potential front three at Arsenal next season if you believe the rumour mill. Would you be happy with this? Of course. Martial dribbling, Dembele dribbling, Aubameyang scoring, it'd be lovely, but it's just not gonna happen, like you said, man. So moving on. FCHS student asks, big up my brother Deluded, big up yourself, broski, every time. What are you thinking regarding the alleged story that Arsenal are willing to meet the 100 mil release clause for Oblak? Bro, come fam, if they're saying we've got X amount and we'll only have 70 million if we get thingy, if we get Europa League, they're not spending 100 million on Oblak. Goalkeepers win you titles and it will be lovely, but it won't do it. Apparently it's Raul Sanye it's his sort of love idea that he's pursuing, but I can't see it, especially with several areas. We need a centre half, I'm not going to list them. I can't see it. I'd love it to be the case. I'd love us to have money to do it, but at the same time, would it be prudent to, yes, we'd fix the problem at goalkeeper with Cech gone. No disrespect to Peter Cech because he's a model professional, but the other areas, and if we haven't got any money, that would be silly, and we really would have to sell the likes of, in my opinion, he's gone already, Aaron Ramsey, Bellerin, who looks like he could be going, couple other men might be sold to make fees here and there, like you saw last summer. And you've also got Q&A. Is the fullback position the most physically challenging position in football? Strength, quickness and work rate, all vital. Walker, Kohler, Valencia and Bellerin, all examples. I wouldn't say the most physically challenging. Well, yeah, in that sense, if you're going on that, you have to be physically fit. I'd probably all positions you need to be able to run. If you're a defender, you've got to run up and down and hold the line. Midfielder, the same. Fullbacks, I get you. It is one of them, and I am a bit biased, so I'm gonna say it is, because I remember, like, you've got to essentially be a winger every time you're playing. You've got to stretch the pitch. If your other fullback's narrow, you have to stretch it. If you're in possession, you've got to make a run. Even if you don't get the ball, you make a run just to stretch the other team. First and foremost, you're a defender, so you've got to defend. Not only defending, you've got to pull out wide to receive the ball. You've got to support your winger. So it is physically demanding. I do get that. Physically challenging. I must admit, I read that question wrong, and I was going to say you meant where do you have to be the strongest, and if it was the strongest, I believe at centre-half, guy, you've seen man get muscled and get bullied. But I'd definitely say fullback's the most demanding position. Will Greg again. Thoughts on new Ronaldo? Nikai, I can't say that first name. Is that the guy that plays in Italy? If it's not the guy who plays in Italy, then I don't know him, bro. But I'll do my research. You guys know I'm never one to sit here and waffle like I know everybody. So, yeah. Ibrahim asks is, nah, that's an error, boy. You've already asked that, my guy. Another question from you, though. My guy, if you were the Brazil coach, what would your 11 be? This has to make the Q and answers. Come on, this has to make the video. I got you, my guy, and I thought about this a little bit. Where have I? I actually did two. Where are they? What was the one I preferred? Now, this one is for me personally in the World Cup. I'm going with Dani Alves at right back, Alisson in goal / Edison, because they're both playing 30. Marcelo at left back, no brainer. Shout out to Alexandro and Felipe Luis is injured, but he probably would have went. Thiago Silva and Marquinhos / Miranda. Centre half prospects are very slim at that. Casemiro's captain, so you've got to go with Casemiro. I've gone with Fernandinho, and I've actually gone with Arthur, who plays for Guillermo. On the flanks, we've got Neymar and we've got Douglas Costa. Through the middle, we've got Gab Jesus. Now, a lot of you will look at me like there's no Coutinho, there's no Firmino, there's no Paulinho, there's none of this. It's hard, man. It's hard, because even in my second one, where's the second team? It's more or less the same team, but the only difference is Coutinho's into the side. It's a Fernandinho / Casemiro. And a lot of people are dropped out, man. Like, I don't want to rub them because, like I said, the likes of Fred that plays for Shakhtar, Douglas Costa's in it. I meant Willian, Firmino, Fabinho. There's a couple, man, that missed out, unfortunately, man. And it pains me to make them miss out, man, because I'm trying to hold them up. But, yeah, man, that's the best I could do. I'd probably change my opinion if you ask me later. And if I could, Jorginho, that's elected to play for Italy, would be in that starting lineup. But that's it, innit, broski. And yeah, moving on. We've got Tariq asks, another one asking for me to name an 11. Best top 6. Your best top 6 outside the your best 11 outside the top 6. To which I did that one, and well, that one's not finished, man. Let's see this one. I like this one. I've gone with Pope in goal. Nick Pope in goal. Coleman at right back. Left back Ryan Bertrand. Centre half, Easy and Tarkowski and Maguire. Pope in goal, if I haven't said that already. I've gone with Decore and Lemina. I didn't really want to pick Lemina, to be honest with you, but he was the only one screaming in my head, and he's been decent. Lemina. So, Lemina and Decore of Watford in the middle. Lemina and Decore in the middle. You know what? I can't think, man. You're going to just slap Rooney in the 10 row. Up front, I've gone with Mahrez, Vardy, and Theo Walcott / Zaha, to be honest with you. These were the only names coming to my head. There's a couple, man, that would change, but the ones that I wouldn't change would have to be Decore, Maguire, Tarkowski, and Ryan Bertrand, and Pope, obviously. I didn't even say Mahrez and Vardy because they're no-brainers. Hopefully that answers you two's question. Finally, Ryan asks with Ravel, what's going on with me today, guys? With Ravel Morrison picking Jamaica, could more English-born players follow suit? Yes and no. I mean, I'm not trying to diss Ravel Morrison because I like the guy, but they could look at it on one hand as, okay, cool. He's an English-based player. He's finally made the jump. He could then, it's not on him because it shouldn't be on him. He's a football player. That could start people to question, oh, why don't we do that? Come, let's do this. Let's play for them. He could even talk to people that are eligible, but he shouldn't. That's not him. His job should just be playing for the nation. On the other hand, I say no, because let's be honest, let's be brutally honest. If his career went, I still think he's had a good career, but if it went the way man was saying, the best talent since Paul Scholes, if it happened for him at United or in the Premier League, he'd be playing for England. Like, that's the honesty. Like, it's sad to say, but whether it's Jamaica, I know Nigeria doing very good in convincing a lot of people, but it's, even with Tammy Abraham, it shows it. It's sad to say, but the motherland or their heritage, they're going to pick it last. And can you blame them? They grew up in London. There is more money in playing for their national, a Western country. Better treatment, less likely for corruption and that. Obviously, the biggest one, stronger sense of going to World Cups and things like that. Like that, whether it is, if I was an international footballer, that's what I want to go to. But on the other hand, I also want to play for national pride, for identity, for things like that. Like Aubameyang, he might not necessarily get in the Spanish or French side, but he could have played for them. He chose to play for Gabon, the country. I hope I said them correctly. Forgive me if I haven't. The country of his heritage, the country of his father. Now, for different reasons, he wanted to emulate his father, but the stuff he's doing there, the hope that he's given to the people in Gabon is going to be different from what he could have achieved. Better yet, what he could achieve there and help them could be different from what he could achieve playing for a Western country. So I'd say yes and no. Me, I'm very pessimistic on that. Shout out to Ravel Morrison for that, but I'm very pessimistic. I mean, we've got Jamaican-born players allegedly trying to play for England, or at one point they look like they might play for Belgium. The minute Leon Bailey, in fact, I can't hate on Leon Bailey, man. But yeah, man, guys, Deluded Gooner, I'm out, man. There's not much more to be said. That's the Q&A wrapped up. Thank you very much for the questions as usual. I'm out.